They started their charity in 2015 with one pony and a wheelchair-accessible carriage. In the 3 years since, they've tripled their haul with 3 carriage driving ponies and 3 carriages, 2 of which are wheelchair-accessible. The volunteer team work hard for 11 months of every year with the aim to allow as many people as possible to enjoy the pleasure of driving a horse and carriage. And we're delighted to say that we are joined today by, wait for it, 3 of them. It's all about threes today. We've got Margot, Liz and Joanne with us. Welcome to the show. Thank you so much for being with us.
Good afternoon.
Lovely to have you back, Margot. And it's been a couple of years. I think we determined, didn't we, Margot and Liz, that it's been 2 years?
2 years since we came to talk to you. Yes.
Wow, quite a long time. So it's about time we had an update, really, isn't it? Yeah, but before we do like to find out a little bit about our guest's background. And so those of you who listen regularly will know that we get a little sort of biog from our guests that tell us a little bit more about themselves. Liz, I'm going to come to you first because I did not know that you were a specialist teleprint operator at Ronaldsway for 19 years. What on earth is one of those?
We basically used to type all the flight plans out and send them around to various airports, wherever the aircraft was going, type out the weather. And in those days, it was all done on a tape machine, and it was all punch hole tape.
Punch hole tape.
Yeah.
And then you must have enjoyed it a fair amount because you then learnt to fly.
I did. Yes. Aviation was part of my life then, and it continued then for 40 years with the government. So
wow,
I went up into air traffic.
Yeah, that you must have nerves of steel then to be an air traffic control assistant. I mean, I know it's not like Heathrow, but at the same time, you have to be pretty steely, don't you?
It has its moments.
And can you still fly a plane now?
I haven't flown for years, no.
But brilliant at
very
carriage
expensive
driving.
now.
Yeah. There you go. I can imagine it would be. Yeah. And Margot, you have a 36-year career in mental health nursing, don't you?
I did, yes, absolutely. Yeah. I retired in 2014. But yes, 36 years here on Ireland, trained on Ireland too. A fantastic career, I have to say. Absolutely fantastic.
I'd imagine challenging at times, but also probably very rewarding.
Yes, very. Yes.
And she's still giving to people now in her role at Manx Carrige Driving for the disabled. Also noticed that you're a serving magistrate.
I am.
Wow. Do we need to be enormously respectful?
Behave.
You see, she says that and we listen.
Thank you. You're the only ones that do.
She's got the power. And one of the things that you talk about being very proud of is Fluffy.
Yes.
You got Fluffy. And you say that one of your proudest moments was the journey competing in the UK with Fluffy, who's in Norwegian Fjord, isn't she?
Correct. Yeah. Correct.
Because you actually only started doing this at 56.
Absolutely. Yes. Not that she was 56.
No.
I won't tell you who was 56, but yes, after I retired and having the time, and obviously we've had to learn, still learning along the way, but to be able to concentrate, to go and to compete at that level, to go across to the UK to complete was just fantastic, and so very proud of her because she also has had to learn a lot. Her conformation, her neck, etc. Little stocky fjord, a bit like the owner. So she's had to learn an awful lot too, and together we cracked it.
And what age is she now? What age is
15.
15, but she's still very much going strong,
yes.
Isn't she?
Yes. The world knows her as Miss Fluff.
Miss Fluff. Again, respect.
Correct.
All about respect. And you still
Correct.
compete with her now, don't you?
We do, yes.
When was your
absolutely.
last competition?
In June, we went to Cricklands, just Wales, long way down there. Yeah, long way down there. And we won our dressage and second overall in the overall class, the marathon and the cones. So came home with our rosettes. Very proud. That was in June.
Isn't that brilliant?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and it's that idea as well. I was talking to someone from UCM this morning, actually, University College of Isle of Man, and they were talking about the different courses that they do and how they have people from literally every age. So it's not just sort of young students straight out of GCSE. They have people in their 70s doing some of the courses. And that's the point, is that you can start anything at any time in your life, can't you?
We're all still learning. All still learning. Yeah.
Well said.
Keeps the grey cells active.
Exactly. And Joanne, you play with the Ballycastle Brass. Is that something you've been doing for a long time then, or have you just sort of recently come to that?
That again's recent. My son's played, and
I always fancied having a go. So yeah, I'm with the training band as well.
Now that's no mean feat, because I'm in a band with someone who plays trumpet, and for the first time in my life a couple of weeks ago I thought, I'm going to have a go at this. Can't be too hard. Yes, it is. How long did it take you to master? What instrument do you play?
Tenor horn. I've
Tenor
not
horn.
mastered it. I'm still learning.
But you have a lot of fun.
Yes.
You do. Yeah, well, that's good to know. Well, again, thank you so much for being with us. We are, of course, talking today about Manx Carrige Driving for the disabled. Margot, for those who missed you when you were on a couple of years ago, just remind people how it all came to be.
Wow. Again, it was a group of us at Ballavartyn. We'd all met up, and I'd come to retire. And I have gained so much personal enjoyment out of learning the carriage driving, taking part in the activity, and just wanted to share that. You know, if someone else can just get that sense of achievement, however it is, then that's all worthwhile. So that's the foundation that we started from. Let's share it. Let's see what we can do.
But it's a really intriguing thing to get into, because I mean, you could say, for instance, learning an instrument or something, or even just riding a pony. Mm-hmm. But carriage driving, it's not something you'd immediately think of.
No, I suppose not. But for those that aren't able to ride physically, get onto a pony, there could be many reasons. To get onto the carriage, you've got that sense of security around you. You also have one of us sat next to you. That's security or not, I don't know, but you have one of us sat next to you. But it's all done in a good, safe environment. And it's, again, if the achievement is sat on the carriage, to holding the reins, to walking round the indoor, it all just comes from there. So I think it opens opportunities for so many differing abilities, disabilities, whatever. So it's the encouragement from that way.
How did you get into it yourself? How did you come across it?
You really want the story?
Yes, go on.
Okay, well, in a nutshell, again, got to a certain age and felt I don't have any hobbies. What do? I love my career, but, I don't have hobbies. Looked on the local website. I found Libby Priest, whose mum at the time was the secretary of the Manx Harness Club. And she said, oh, yes, Libby will teach you to drive. We have a little Shetland called Rocky. And she's away competing at the moment. When she comes back, she will teach you to drive. Libby did. And Rocky and I could be seen going off round West Baldwin and that, and both the same size, going round West Baldwin, and it grew from there. Encouragement, support, husband, family, the love of it, and just grew from there. Lovely.
And Liz, you've been very much involved since the early days as well, haven't you? So how did you two sort of come to meet, and how did you come to be involved with it yourself?
I already had my horse at Ballavartyn, and then Margot came up on livery with her pony, Miss Fluff, and we just got talking, and a few other friends got talking. We knew Linda Neal, and then I met Janet Tominey, and we just set up a committee and
said, let's do it.
Let's do it.
And can any type of pony be harnessed up to do something like this, or do you have to be a certain type of temperament?
No.
Or
they have to be 100%. They're very, very, very difficult to find, RDA ponies, and they have to be assessed by the assessor from the UK before they can start working with us and what have you. So, it's
hen's teeth.
It
can be hen's teeth. The pony has to be comfortable with being in harness and carriage already, and maybe a noisy atmosphere, stopping, starting, responding purely to the voice, in the commands, etc. So they're a very special pony. They are a very special pony.
We were very fortunate actually to be able to go down there a couple of years back and see you all in action.
That's
and
right.
It is an incredible thing to see. And someone who knows perhaps more than most about how easy or difficult it is to drive a carriage is Joanne, because Joanne, you are the sort of the driver as such, aren't you, for most of the events and most of the sessions. How long did it take you to learn this craft then?
Not very long. I don't
No,
know.
you
I think
were
I
very good.
think I took to it quite well, really. So, yeah.
So how long have you been involved?
I think came to a couple of sessions and then I had surgery, so I missed for a bit. And it's just been early on this year that I've been regularly attending.
Yes.
So, yeah.
And you yourself have a prosthetic leg, don't
do.
you? So has that, since you've had that, has that posed you any sort of problems with the carriage driving?
No, not at all. I mean, there are plenty of people there to help you onto the carriage, the mounting block, and the volunteers are there. So there's no boundaries really.
No.
Get you there one way or another, and you. So yeah, it's.
And it's when we were talking previously, I discovered that you actually offer this service to such a range of people with varying I don't know, social sort of difficulties or physical restrictions. It really is open to anyone who will benefit from the service, really.
Yes, we have had or currently have Crossroads Care. From sort of young people. We've had Abbotswood Nursing Home have brought a coach up and they've all had a taster session, and that was marvellous actually, because the memories that came from a lot of the older folk, the ploughing, the milk horse, all of these things, and maybe there may have been memory loss associated with a lot of the individuals, but this brought the memories back. Smells. There's a distinctive horse smell. You either love it or you don't. But, but you can imagine the memories. So it might not even be touching the horse, anything. The smell, anything that can trigger memories off. Individuals with mental health needs, physical disabilities. Yes, if we can open the door for the opportunity to anybody. And we don't really have an age range. Our youngest client,
he's coming 7 now.
youngest driver, I should say, he's coming 7 now.
7, he can drive a carriage at 7.
We have a special cushion and we have to strap him in and all the rest. But he loves it. And one of our oldest gentlemen was 92, 93.
Goodness, my word.
So, and if I can still learn at 56, people, you can learn. You can do it.
And Liz, as someone who has had ponies and horses yourself, you would understand as well that there's that element, isn't there, of being around a horse. And horses are being used now anyway, aren't they, for therapy in so many different ways.
Yes.
And it can really benefit people, can't it?
Yes, definitely, yes. We find it works very well with autistic children, very much so. It just sort of, I don't know, switches on a light for them, doesn't it?
Yeah, it could be the motion of the carriage, the senses, because obviously you're going along, be it walk, trot. Joe will probably be able to tell you better this, but the sense of, the wind. It's not blowing a hoolie, but we're moving. All those different senses for the individual that it can heighten, enjoy.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have to be the visual that we see, a smile, a laugh, or wow, I enjoyed that. It can just be, wow, Joe stayed on the carriage for 5 minutes today. That's fantastic. We can see it in so many differing ways.
And you've got quite a novel way of tracking people's development and progress, level of enjoyment and things. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Okay. The RDA, who we obviously are a member group of, which is Riding for the Disabled Association in the UK, we are a member group of that organisation, have devised what they call the RDA tracker system. It's been in operation for a couple of years. We have now signed up. Technical, we have to input into a system. But what it does, if I may just read, because it will summarise it, it's a simple-to-use holistic tool to track and provide evidence of the changes and therapeutic outcomes that are delivered through carriage driving. This can be done with riding as well. The tracker shows at a glance where and how much change has taken place during the period of driving. Insights from the tracker can help identify future targets and goals, enabling coaches, therapists to tailor lessons and activities accordingly. Now, I know we're radio, but I can show you a tracker rosette.
Oh, it's like it's a rosette. On
It
a
is
piece of paper
a
with your
big
different-
rosette,
Yeah.
and there are 5 main areas on the rosette which, when we input our notes, if you will, after each session, it can track on this rosette. We can do a visible line that shows the improvement or otherwise, so that we know where we need to encourage and support on of each individual driver. And those 5 main areas are communication, enjoyment, relationships, horsemanship, which is not as complicated as it sounds, and confidence. And the printout will show these on a lovely big red, green, white, yellow, blue rosette that the individual can then take, and it can either go into somebody's record of achievement, it can go into a portfolio, and for some lads and lasses, it's just for their wall.
That is beautiful, isn't it?
It is.
Absolutely.
We do have the special needs, the further learning academies from schools come, and this has proven to evidence base the impact outcomes that each individual child, youngster, is getting from attending and coming to carriage driving. Again, we can see the laughs, we can see the giggles, we can see lots of things over the weeks, the changes, even saying hello to us or the pony. They remember the pony's name and but this is actually evidence based, so again it can then go on the wall, the achievement, etc. The teachers can take it back to say, well, look, this is how this is working for this individual. We can upgrade it to it will do figures and charts. So for our sponsors, etc., if somebody needs it in the figures and charts, we can do that as well. But it's a fantastic tool.
Oh, lovely to have a certificate as well, eh?
It is. It's like you said, it's that sense of achievement.
Well, don't we all love a
isn't it?
certificate
Oh,
or a
we
ribbon?
do.
Love a
We
certificate.
do. I'll do you one later for good work, Sarah. On the programme this afternoon, we've been joined for the hour by Liz and Margot and Joe from Manx Carrige Driving for the Disabled, just reminding ourselves what that is all about and the fact that they have an open day coming up, which we're talking about in just a moment. Joe, we're talking about the nature of sort of getting involved in this. You started out as a driver, didn't you, when you first came along? So from that point then, if someone has decided they want to get involved and they want to come along, what can they expect when they sort of turn up at Ballavartyn? What can they expect to happen?
Well, they'd be very welcomed, a lovely group of welcoming volunteers and coaches, put you at ease, provide you with hats, gloves, whatever you need, and take you for your drive in the carriage. If you enjoy it and you think it's for you, then you can book another session after that.
Which is brilliant. You don't need any prior experience, do you?
No.
And you don't need to sort of be proficient around ponies or anything. You can literally just turn
That's
up
right, yeah.
and have a go, which is brilliant. And Margot, this has now led to Jo volunteering herself, which is fantastic. Yes. And you're always on the lookout for volunteers, aren't you?
Absolutely. Yes, Christy, absolutely. All you need to bring along is a smile and a willingness, and that's all we ask of you, really. We have so many different roles. We have a wonderful meet and greet lady, hello Daphne if you're listening, who came for a taster session with one of our older groups. I don't know whether it was Manx Retirement Association, something like that. Daphne came along and decided, I want to come along again, but I don't necessarily want to go in the carriage, but I want to come along. So she now does our meet and greet upstairs. So when the drivers come, because we're downstairs busy with ponies, etc., she checks them in, takes the fee, if you will, and books them for their next session and makes sure they have their hats, their gloves, that, as Joe said, we provide. So there are many differing roles. You don't never need to be near a pony. You don't have to want to be near a pony. There are so many things that we can offer to a volunteer.
But if you do love ponies and you want to sort of help out with the animals
Bonus.
themselves, can people help out with the animals?
Absolutely, Christy. We always are looking for help in exercising our ponies. They ride and drive. You would be covered by insurance. We have insurance because you'd be a member of our group. You can hack out, you can use the school, you can come and groom them. Now they're just an introduction to the pony. Come and groom them in their stables, come and get to know them, do that kind of thing. But yes, you can certainly ride. If you're already a driver, do come along and speak to us, because again, we're always looking for coaches, somebody to train up to be coaches. So yes, lots of opportunities, and we will welcome you with open arms.
And we haven't actually talked about the sessions themselves. When are the sessions and how often do they take place?
Okay, we run on a weekly basis. Friday sessions, we do 3 Fridays a month, and they are 1 till 3 o'clock. Now that's the actual sessions. Our volunteers, we like to be an hour and a half beforehand, because there's preparation and then the tidy up afterwards. So for a volunteer, you're probably looking at, I'm going to say 4 hours, 4 hours. So they're 1 till 3 on a Friday. We do 1 Sunday a month, and that's 12 till 2 p.m. and that's at Ballavartyn, out at Santon there. We have the indoor arena. We can use the outdoor arena on those lovely sunny days, and we can also go for a little tootle around the track that Ballavartyn has, so we can get outdoors, indoors, and lots of our lads and lasses love to get out.
And for anyone who is thinking of volunteering and kind of wants to sort of scope it out, there is a really good opportunity for people to do that just coming up quite soon at your open day.
Yes, we have an open day on the 1st of September. Lots of activities going on. Come and have a go on a carriage, drive a pony, get the feel of it, see how you feel. We have face painting, we've got bric-a-brac stall, and we're even going to have candy floss this year.
Oh, who doesn't like a bit of
Who
candy
doesn't
floss?
like candy floss?
Yeah.
Yes. And there's been raffle prizes. We've got some wonderful raffle prizes, actually. Been kindly donated from various business on the island and what have you, which is very, very nice, and very, very thankful for all those. Everything's indoors, so if the weather elements are not there, they're not going to get wet, apart from getting from the car in the car park into the indoor arena. The restaurant will be open, the cafe upstairs, so it should be a fun family day.
And it's 1st of September. What time is it?
11 till 3.
11 till 3, lovely. And to run such a big operation, like, you're sort of going to be welcoming in potential volunteers, potential riders, maybe even potential sponsors, because to run such a massive operation, especially, anything associated with horses gets pricey. What does it take to keep your charity running on a day-to-day basis?
Well, on the open day, we're actually having sponsor a pony as well for a year, which will make a lovely present for a family member, especially the young children that have got that like ponies themselves. But
quite affordable too, eh?
Quite affordable, yes. £10 a year.
Lovely stuff.
Yeah.
And to become a member, if you want to have a taster session, as you mentioned earlier, it is free to have a taster session, just to sort of figure out whether this is something that's right for you. But then beyond that, it's just £10 a year annual membership, and just £10 per lesson. Is that right?
Yeah, £10 per session.
Yeah. So with such low costs, you must rely quite a lot on sponsorship. Who
We're
sort
very,
of
very
helps you keep going?
fortunate, actually, with our charity, the Manx Lottery Trust. We couldn't be without them, really, could we?
No.
They've been marvellous.
Absolutely.
They pay the livery for our ponies during the year. They've now given us some money towards a new wheelchair carriage, which is en route from the south of England.
They've sponsored a couple
us.
of our carriages, actually, and
microgaming as well. They sponsored the RDA trailer we have. That you can use it as an exhibition unit, and we use it for storage as well, which is absolutely brilliant.
They've helped out with our harness, all the tack that we need, harness, the clothing. Our sponsors have been absolutely fantastic to support us. And of course, I must mention the volunteers, because they too have been fantastic. Bagpacking, various locations around the island, attending shows, promoting ourselves out there where we can. And the ideas Joe's idea was the open day, have been fantastic. So creativity, all of that, absolutely fantastic.
And that open day is on September the 1st. So we'll put all of the details on the blog after the show. And of course, you can find Manx Carrige Driving for the Disabled on Facebook. Liz, you're the one who posts a lot of the stuff on Facebook. Just let people know the address on there.
Manx Carrige Driving, and figure 4, disabled.